Yeah, the marshals won't bother us too much.
No, I think we're moving out of that demographic where they got to keep their eye on us. So like, it's just.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Little do they know, we're still jackasses.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again. Or possibly for the first time.
Yes. Great. Cerny, I will just come right out of the gate. Last week's episode, your chaperone adventure was... I was getting communications nonstop about how entertaining that episode was. So.
I'm glad I could live the
Thank you. Thank you for reliving it for us through your tears.
It's still lingering with me.
Yeah.
I have after the norovirus gift, I got a cold because apparently there was a cold going on. Because one of the other chaperones texted me, he's like, "I got a cold from this place. Are you?"
Oh
and
my
I was
gosh.
Like, I guess I do because I was sneezing and stuff, and it's turned into a sinus infection. So this is just a gift that keeps on.
Wow.
Giving.
This has been evolving over the last 9-10 days. It's just it started off as a. Oof. Yeah, you were really bowing down to the porcelain kings.
I was, and then now I was like, earlier this week, I was like Saturday. I was like, oh man, my nose, and it's like, and then I started feeling pressure on my face, and my teeth were starting to hurt, and I was like, oh, it's probably a damn sinus infection. So then I went in on Monday or whatever it was, and like I blew my nose, and it was just nasty. I'm like, oh, sinus infections, and I got to take the amoxicillin, fucking donkey choker.
Oh, damn. You got to fucking deep throat a big old girthy pill down like a fucking horse. That's antibiotic?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I know there's certain people that, get some fucking sick, twisted pleasure, but I kind of... I like when I like the popping, like the pimple videos.
Oh, I can't watch that.
And there's something satisfying about spitting a loogie or a snot rocket, and it's like green and like all the most disgusting look. I don't know why, but it sort of is satisfying to me. That's a very sick thing to say, but I
gotta put those donkey chokers down. Oof. No, it's funny. The guy's like, take this with food. Because it will cause diarrhea if you don't. I was like, I don't want to revert back.
Yeah,
I don't want to be this vicious fucking cycle.
Man, you're, and then on top of that, I don't know. I'm sure Folsom is the weather has been, dare I say, tits the past few days. Some of the nicest days of the year. But out in my thing, I'm standing out front, and a gust of wind blows through, and I just see literally it looked like a fucking tree just. Peter North pollen just fucking jizzing all over my car. Just fucking just a layer of yellow pollen all over my car. I'm like, oh man, allergies. They're going to be here. Well, then we're going to be screwed.
Before you know it.
But yeah. And then it'll be 100 degrees and we'll be complaining, but I do feel like we did have a particularly wet and cold. It's nice to kind of feel like we're getting out of that.
Yeah, if it wants to hang out at 70 degrees for at least a month, that'd be nice.
Yeah, like we don't need to go from 68 or 69. Nice.
There you go.
Right to like 101. Like we can stretch that out. We could stretch it out a little bit, I think, in my opinion. We're almost good for 100 degrees. That's more 4th of July. I always remember 4th of July being like close to triple digits.
That's always fine. It's like, all right, that's fine because you're out in the pool.
Slugging down a couple. We drinking Bud Lights? Or are we throwing our Bud Lights out? What are we doing with our beer?
You know what? I had to ask. It's a little peek behind the curtain. I had to ask Chip what the deal was.
Oh, yes. Joe, if you haven't been catching up with the news, the right, I guess you could say, or the conservatives, the GOP, is getting very triggered, very snowflake-like behavior. They're trying to cancel Bud Light because Bud Light, I believe, has like a can design that has rainbows on it, or like LGBTQ plus phrases, or it's an inclusive to the trans community can styling. So they're throwing out the beer they already bought. They're just throwing it in the garbage because they can't.
See, and I admit, well, I was out in Hell Civilization for a week.
Yes,
and then I came
you were
back,
off the grid.
Sicker than shit. So I missed everything. And then like I saw some clips of people like throwing the beer, like
but you
doing
just
like the
didn't
potato
get,
shooters and like shooting them in, like that's what you get. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And like I saw a few of them, I was like, maybe some sort of joke thing. I don't fucking know. But I didn't really want to investigate it because it's Bud Light anyway. So
right.
It's like
it's of no real
wasn't
concern.
really on my radar.
Yeah.
And then Joe had said something about it. And that's why I texted you. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah. So there was something. And then the one clip that went particularly kind of viral was this guy, and he was like stomping around. He had like a 30 rack of Bud Light. He was like walking from his garage out to his other giant fucking garage. Like this guy had too much time and money on his hands. He had like a huge RV kind of garage, and he's going out there. Yeah, he had like it was basically like a hangar. He goes out there and he takes it. He like drags one of those gray industrial garbage cans over, fucking just starts chucking his Bud Lights in. He's like, Bud Lights out, Coors Light in, and he like shoves it in there. And I'm like, I'm sure if you looked up, Coors Light is also sponsoring pride parades and all sorts of stuff. Like it took me 2 seconds on Google to find that Coors is doing the same exact stuff. So
oh my god,
great self-own. And
getting all bent out of shape over nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And people are like, I know how we end the gun crisis. Like, let's start printing up rainbow colored guns. Yeah.
Like the grips or something.
Could you imagine? That would be hilarious if that somehow worked. And then the congressman that has the eye patch, he looks like he should be in the Marvel MCU. What's his name? Crenshaw, I think, right? Is he from Colorado?
Something like that.
Yeah, anyway.
I can't remember.
He's like, I don't drink Bud Light. This is my fridge. And then he posted some picture, but the beer that he posted a picture of is owned by Anheuser-Busch. So
that's scary. They don't even have research for that.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't even like look at the can because it's probably, it's probably stamped on there like the
it's like
Anheuser-Busch
a product
logo.
of.
Yeah,
we have the same thing at work. For our stuff, it's like product of. It's,
yeah,
just because they have the name on it doesn't mean it's not made by it.
So another cell phone.
If you're getting kickbacks from corporations, at least know the product line. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So he tried to cancel Bud Light, but he in fact did not.
But you have like fucking Blue Moon or something in there.
It was something like that. It was like one of like some Blue Moon style thing. But I've never been so offended that I mean, if you already paid your money for it, so the damage is done, so you can't cancel them for being too woke because you already transacted.
Yeah, they've already got
your money. But yeah,
and they'll go. I mean, they'll go back. They'll say that I'm never drinking it again. They'll go back.
Of course, it's the same thing. Like when your favorite quarterback or whoever gets traded or he leaves for a different team, and the people are fucking burning their jerseys.
Oh,
like
I know.
You spend $100 and you spend $200 on this like nice jersey, and you're just torching it in your backyard because they.
Oh, you really showed him. Who?
Yeah. I'm sure he's tossing and turning.
He's gonna wipe his tears with the hundreds of millions of dollars. He's wiping his tears with $100 bills.
Yeah, while you're there with your fire extinguisher and lighter fluid, trying to torch a, Jimmy G jersey or whatever. He got
Oakland Raider.
Yeah,
not Oakland. Excuse me, Las Vegas Raider.
Oh, Vegas. Cerny. Slip of the tongue there.
Yeah, slip.
Hopefully the A's can join them over in Vegas there, because
it'd be funny if they like. Remember, Oakland was the last of the shared stadiums because remember everyone else had a baseball and they come to Vegas, they got to split the fucking stadium again.
That would be
we go
good.
back to football with the fucking diamond in the middle of the field on the 50-yard line.
That would be funny. I mean, maybe they would do it for like one season, if they can figure that out. I'm sure they would probably just do some AAA park or whatever there for a bit, but that would be pretty funny. But how are you? How have you been enjoying as I've been seeing in the news, the new brand of baseball, the new rules?
The games are a lot quicker. I will say it's not like last night. I watched the Giants game and it wasn't like 10:30. I'm like, oh, it was like doing those low blinks, trying to struggle to stay awake to watch it in the game. It's like it was like what? It was like 9:30 or something, and it was wrapped up.
Very manageable. I went to the Giants game with one of my buddies. He's a Dodgers fan, so
that was a rough game.
Yeah,
that was a rough game.
That was not a good game. They lost like 9-1.
Yeah.
But I will say, when you're at the game and there's a lot of downtime in between, like, you could talk and you could go look at so-and-so and whatever. Like, you had to pay attention because it was fucking moving. Like, the pace of the game being there, it definitely changed. It's definitely quicker.
So it's not terrible. No, I do say, we've already had it in a couple of, Manny Machado got ejected for the
pitch clock situation.
Yeah. I think it's okay right now. I have a feeling we're going to have more problem with it later on in the season.
Yes, and I did see some tactics, I guess we'll call them, that like Scherzer was doing to kind of fuck around with the pitch clock, like be ready right away, like just some manipulative stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
which is like the epitome of baseball, just kind of fucking
right. It's
I'll
just
find
what
something.
happens. I mean, you put a line in the sand, and the both the pitchers and the hitters are going to literally try to go and extend that line as far as possible.
Yeah.
That's literally what they do.
I'm going to wait till 8 seconds, call timeout.
Yeah, or, I mean, literally even the batter's box, a box that they paint on the ground, they literally like kick the lines out, so they're literally on the edge of the box, like figuratively and literally. They do this to the rules, so no one should be surprised by this. But I have been enjoying it.
Now the Rays are rolling.
Whew, they're
12-0.
12-0. Wow, they're one of the only undefeated teams in the last like 50 years, or only a couple of teams that are 12-0, right?
I think the records like the Braves at some point were like 13-0.
Wow.
So they're going for that tomorrow. They got some pitchers and some fucking hitters, man.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy the storyline.
I was talking to my dad about it. I said, how do the Rays just go full fire sale every fucking year and then come back with...
And they're competitive.
A winner, yeah.
I don't know. They definitely have a good... I think, yeah, they're 12-0, so obviously saying that they're good is not a groundbreaking statement. But, yeah, they've been definitely building the last couple of years and have some good... They were in the playoffs last year, or at least close.
Yeah, they were. I think they lost to...
They lost in the division series, I would...
Well, I think it's to the Red Sox, yeah.
The Sox. Oh, man. Giants are right in 500 midseason form already. Fuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very... it's hard to be optimistic about this season.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said, how come the Dodgers call up somebody like... Was it Ottman or whatever? Their center fielder. It's like,
oh, that he's a stud.
Giants call up somebody and it's like, you have to be the batting 212.
I mean, I was sitting next to my buddy and they're like, "Done now for your starting lineup," and I'm like, "Don't ask me who any of these fucking." I mean, Crawford, sure. Like a couple people, they're like, "Bart is returning," and I'm like, okay, are we supposed to be excited about this guy? I mean. I don't know. It's just tough.
Flashes of promise.
We've had a couple since we kind of struck gold with we being the Giants with Buster Posey. We've kind of come up empty on the catchers. We've had a couple feels like we had some good prospects that were gonna break in, but it just never took form.
Hasn't quite hit full stride yet.
We haven't recreated that magic again. But Mookie Betts seems to be hitting the ball well still.
He always does.
It's
I think the Phillies are struggling mightily as well.
I will say that does uplift me. Weren't they 0-7 to start the year or something like that?
They're like 1 and something or other. Yeah,
yeah, they got a lot of talent too. And Harper, I see that he is. I saw today he's learning first base now, so he'll be able to come back and also play first base and DH. So he's trying to get back as soon as possible. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Because did their other first baseman get injured already? He fucked his knee up or something?
Reese.
Hopkins,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, Hoskins, yeah. It was like a spring training. Like he just fielded the ground ball and it was like went down like a fucking sniper shot him. Just tore his ACL or whatever, something like that.
Oh man, that was brutal. Yeah, but the Giants game was good. As my first game of the season. I saw the $9 beer that they've been advertising.
I was about to ask you, yeah.
It's like a fucking Dixie cup.
Bud Light with people booing it?
I don't know. It was it was
Was it like a shot?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a 12-ounce can. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it was 8 to 10 ounces.
Oh, they had like a special run.
Yeah. They probably had a custom glass made for it. And I had to go buy. I know your old favorite, the Crazy Crab sandwich.
Old and new.
That'll set you back.
Old and current.
That'll set you back 21 bones now. I think back. I think I remember being at $13 or something back.
Yeah, I think it was 13. I complained about it.
Which was still
$13,
dude. And then the people are walking, and they, so you get the Crazy Crab sandwich, you get a beer, you're gonna have like freaking $40.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, my buddy and I were like, oh yeah, let's just hit up the Doggy Diner place, grab something. They had a field roast vegetarian or vegan fake meat dog, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just we got the ball game, let's just get a dog. I would suspect that this was not assembled today. It felt it was, and then I was like, this was $9, and I opened it. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna need to hit another place before we get back because this is not gonna suffice. And I was feeling a little thirsty, being at the game and all, and I said, oh, there's the Anchor Steam, Anchor Steam thing that they put in there, and they had some like Mexican lager. And I said, I'll take one of those. That sounds kind of nice. And it was a proper pint. Guess how much that thing fucking cost me?
Mexican lager pint? I'm going to say $15.
$17.25.
Oh my.
And then it was like tip. I'm like, I guess.
Tip?
I'm like, you can't cover a tip in somewhere in the $17.
I know, it's not
transaction.
Included. It's like when you go to a restaurant, they include the gratuity for large parties.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
You can't just. So, $18, and then I had to get some nachos. So I had some nachos and the beer and that dog, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I think. What not cheap to go to the game.
Well, you're gonna spend a couple C notes.
It's
easy.
Yeah, and it was just me. So just take what you do, and then knowing you have kids and wife or whatever, you're going whatever situation is
cotton candy. You got all you have to work with the kids.
Luckily, I didn't spring for a $45 hat. That's how much they're charging for the fucking lids now.
Is it a snapback too?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's a fitted one at least.
Okay.
The Authentics.
This is $45 for a snapback. I was like, they've lost. They've jumped the shark. They've lost their fucking
crooks. And
I think the Giants last year were the most profitable team in baseball.
And then they're rolling out. They're like, "Oh, look! Everyone get excited! We got Ruff back from the Mets." Isn't everyone thrilled?
It was $1.63 betting average. Woo!
Yeah, and we're not even paying his salary. Yeah, that would make sense. That were
You get
a lot of
fans.
operation expenses.
I think people, especially last year, remember there was a big hype because they won 107 games the year before, so there were some high expectations. And so I think the butts were in the seats, at least for most of the year.
Yeah.
Payroll wasn't the same?
No. They had a big savings on the payroll front.
Which is, so at least with the Giants ownership, I mean, the guy said he'll pay for whatever. I don't know yet about Farhan. I think he gets too much into I can get 3 players for the price of this one. It's like, okay, I get the philosophy, but I don't want 3 average to below average players for one superstar.
Yeah, there's no one exciting on the Giants that you want to like go run and buy their jersey or run to the park to watch them play. Like there's no Ohtani, there's no Trout, there's
how many Barry Bonds or Matt Williams or or fucking Buster Posies.
Yeah, I mean we got Crawford, and I mean Crawford's he's solid for us, but like it's Crawford.
He's at the end of his run.
Yeah, he's for sure.
So I don't know.
I also know not to get my hopes up next year about landing Ohtani. I think it's probably going to be 500 mil.
Yeah, I saw that prediction too.
What, do you give him 10 years or some?
How old is he?
I think he's not even 30. I think he's 28 or something. So what do you give him 12 years at 40 million a year or something? Like what is the math they run out on that?
He is 28.
So 12 years easy. Because even if he can't fucking pitch, he's still the best hitter in the league.
Yeah. So I think you're going to see a lot of these large contracts like that with the guys going to their 40s with the universal DH.
Yeah.
Because before that was just the American League, and
that extends people's careers by another probably 1 or 2 seasons, I would say, right? Or
how many players, like if I had to make a prediction of Vlad Jr.
No.
Yeah, he's good. He's got first base down now, but
I don't see him getting any slimmer.
No, he's going to look like Prince Fielder.
Yes, he might be. He might be. And then he'll shift over there.
DH makes sense. I mean, he can hit the shit out of the ball.
He's made that very clear.
Quite clear
with everybody. He can fucking swing the stick.
I think he pitches for the Pirates. Rich Hill. He's like the new Jamie Moyer.
He's 43
he's like 50 years old.
Jamie Moyer. How old was Jamie Moyer pitching? He was like in his mid 40s, right? Was he 45 or 47? That would no way 47.
Let me take a look.
I do remember Julio Franco.
Oh yeah,
that dude could. I think he was playing until at least his mid 40s, but I think Rich Hill's 43. But Jamie Moyer, I'm gonna say, put me down for 45.
Okay, so he's born in 62, and he pitched until 2012. 49. He was 49 when he pitched his last game.
Who did he play for?
47.
The Royals or something?
He was 47 when he finished off with the Phillies, and he took like a fucking 2-year break, and then he came back and pitched 7 games or so.
He took a 2-year break and he came and wow
for the Rockies. They must have been desperate.
Oh, okay, they must have been hurting for an arm. Eat up some innings. Just what a place to end your career when you're like almost 50. Just getting tuned up at Coors Park, Coors Field.
He's 60 years old and he's been retired for only 10 years.
Wow. That seems, and I'm like, I get that. Yeah, he's there's a lot of history there, but he can't be as effective as some kid.
No, the 5.7 ERA wasn't.
No, yeah. They probably cut him loose at some point. They're like, all right, this geriatric experiment is over.
This experiment's over.
Yeah, it's run its course on Jamie. We're gonna need you to take your walker and get the fuck out of here.
The bus is gonna come pick you up. You can sit next to Tony La Russa.
You could take the service elevator up. Oh man. Yeah, and the Giants they moved their bullpens in behind the center field as well. Is that new this season, or did they do that last year?
I think they did that. I think they did that last year.
Okay, well, that was new to me. So it was back there, pretty cool. The park definitely still has a good vibe and everything there.
Now, does it match the Oakland vibe?
No, it doesn't. There was butts and seats at this one, which is the problem over across the bay. Was it the opening week for the A's? One of their first games of the season. So when you would expect attendance to be, I don't want to say peaked, but it should be in a good spot for the opening, season opener, right? 11 out of 18 or 20 AAA teams, so the league down for the majors, had more attendance than the A's did.
And then some of them actually doubled them.
That's just embarrassing. Like, I would be embarrassed if I was in the ownership group. Like,
how could they
don't
play
care.
in front of that? That's like a high school fucking game.
Dude, it's like Major League is coming.
Oh yeah,
coming to fruition. So, I do want to head out there with the kids, because the A's game is a good one, because there's not a lot going on, especially with 15.
If you go, you gotta let me know if they're hounding you about where you're sitting.
I think that they do still, which is beside me.
Like, am I gonna take someone's seat?
Yeah, you're like, I have this whole row to myself. Now that was the thing. We sat out in the bleachers at the Giants game in 136, the old stomping grounds.
Oh, the old stomping grounds. Yeah,
we spent
many a night,
many evening there. But they have since upgraded the bleachers. I believe when we were there, they just had like your high school aluminum
bleachers. Yep.
But now they've kind of added this plastic thing that kind of has an actual like a seat on it, but it also more clearly defines the seats.
Yeah, I see people would slide it around.
Right.
Some people used to get bent out of shape over it. Like, here are my seats. Like, I'm sorry, my cheek is covering half your fucking. Get out of here.
So the people, ushers were fucking like a hawk in this. I'm looking down, like, where's your ticket? Because people would just go and just like one group of people just sat in a whole row. And then the actual people come with their tickets, and they're like, and then the people are like, like, hey, if you know you're in the wrong seat, just fucking leave when the real people get there.
Yeah. You've
don't
been
make
caught,
a scene.
okay? It's up. But you just move.
Yeah. But because of this, thing, the people that I was sitting next to, Dodgers fans, I look over on the other side of them, and there's like 6 open, but they still remained in their assigned seats. I'm like, could we get just a little ballroom going? Like, yeah. I don't need you to be 3 feet away from me, but just like, I want to open my legs and let my nuts fucking...
We'll air out a little bit.
Yeah, air out a little bit.
Remember when we had the tickets? Were you with us? When I walked up and there's people sitting in our seats? And I was like, oh, hey, you're in our seats. And the guy got all pissed off at me and was like, oh, yeah? Well, they're in our seats. And I was like, okay, but you're in my seat. He goes, go talk to them. They're in my seat. I was like, you go talk to them. I'm talking to you because you are in my seat. He got all fucking mad. I was like, what the hell? I'm gonna go talk to
this, you didn't
this other guy for you.
Yeah,
take that same energy and go talk to that fucking guy in your seat, not me.
Take this energy elsewhere, sir. It was the first or second inning, and I hear over there, and I hear kind of some slur. It'd be like, yeah, this is my first game, and it's like 2 kids that are 22, and they're fucking hammered already. And he's like, slurring his speech, and he's like kind of wobbling. They're like, this is my first professional baseball game.
Oh, no.
But he's yelling, like, he's clearly a baseball player because he's like yelling like all the one-liners at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he gets it. But he was in and his friend was like, "Don't worry, he'll be okay," because he was sounding like he was maybe going to be a problem with that he was going to blow chunks because he was so.
It's like okay, but hey, listen, I've done the same thing. I'm not judging. Okay, I was in your seat one time.
Exactly.
In fact, I think I attended a game. And I remember like the first inning and like leaving, and that's about it.
That's definitely happened more than once. I would have to say. But yeah, I mean, we would be priced out of $17, $18 beers.
Oh, yeah.
We
were almost priced out then.
broke.
We had to cheat the system.
We'd got some. I mean, yeah, that's all about the pregame.
The smuggles. We got pretty good at smuggling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe, remember Joe would put the flasks like on his crotch.
Oh yeah. We would all. Yeah, we would. Oh man. This is almost. I can't even. As we're recalling it, I'm like, I can't believe we did this, but we would be at the like usually at the apartment, and we're just pre-gaming. We're doing shots. We're drinking beers, whatever the situation is, and then the cab's here. Okay, let's do another shot for the road, and and then we all would fill our flask up, so we'd all have flasks of, Jack Daniels or whatever, and then you just buy a soda,
and then you would just pour like the clear shit in the soda, and they would take it in. They wouldn't even bother you. The coffee, you put in the coffee.
Oh yeah, the coffee. That's right.
Remember the time Joe got popped for the flask? Like he was pouring it, and the usher walked by. Maybe you were with. I don't think so. He walked by, and he's like, Joe just like kept pouring, like looking at him, like he's like, just. He was cool. He's just like, just put the flask away, okay? I didn't see it. Just
I mean, if you're on the other side of the law, we'll just say, and you get popped, like don't be. Sit there and like fucking toss the flask back like you're at the wedding. Like, be discreet about it. Act like you fucking.
And he was actually Joe was doing a good job. I think it was just like the perfect time. Like he had
the perfect storm.
Because I think he was hunched over, so the guy was like, "What's going on?" Like and walked over. But the guy he was cool about it. He didn't he just like put it away. I don't want any problems. Like okay,
there was
I'm still drinking this
I'm still housing this thing. We did go to one game and someone got in a whole 30-pack of beer. I remember one game we were at.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, holy shit.
Like, how was that? I mean, I guess if you had a bag and they somehow didn't check it, or I don't even know how you could do that. I could probably get two, 3 beers in maybe. Like if you really were trying to.
Yeah, if they're trying. I think we used to do like you'd have the jacket and you'd put in your sleeve and you'd raise your hands, hold it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like when they go to check you.
Yeah.
They never checked your hands. That was the weirdest thing.
Well, now they have a new technology. When you're walking up, there's no longer, you go through metal detectors. And then there's these like sensors up, and there's a couple ushers standing along the way to get in, and they all have these giant iPads. And when you walk up, the sensors of the cameras like highlight if you have a bag, so then they know who to stop. So as we're walking up, it takes my picture or it does something, and then when I walk by, they're like, "Oh, we need to check your bag," or whatever the situation is. So some new finagled technology.
Man, it's getting tougher and tougher.
Yeah, it's so they're really trying to eke everything they can out of those $9 beer, $9 to $17 beers, however you slice it up.
Whatever your flavor is.
Yeah, whatever you're doing. But yeah, I mean the game, it's a good baseball game. The fog started coming in. It was the same, just like how I remember.
Like it always has.
Yep. The Seagulls were right there too.
End of the other game.
Yep, they came in. Yeah, so that was good. But it seems like the Giants season is going to be a long one.
It's going to be like, I think it's going to be ups and downs. Like, okay, they're getting hot. They're getting a little promise, and then play the Royals. 1-win Royals. And fucking almost get swept. Yeah.
Get swept nearly. Oh, yeah, for sure. And did we... March Madness is concluded. Sort of uneventful.
Yeah, that was... that game... Yeah, it wasn't... It was just...
It's almost like the State kind of got rolled pretty good.
Yeah, rolled. It's almost like the college football national championship where
Oh, right. You were saying it was
TCU got absolutely rolled, like 63-7 or some fucking shit like that.
Yeah, they got to figure something out. Like, they can't. These like lopsided championship games are bad for business. You got to get that wrapped up.
And on Saturday when I saw Joe.
Huh?
And visited Joe and his new baby.
On the baby, yeah. Congrats.
Joe, in true form, had the Masters on.
Nice.
Just makes me laugh. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty bad. I mean, I was like, oh, I know Tiger. But I don't. I mean, I know some of the guys. But he's like talking about team play and, he's.
Like live. Is he into the live LIV versus the PGA thing?
I don't know.
We haven't gotten his take on that one.
I'm gonna have to pick his brain.
Yeah, I would say I would say we should go because Joe's birthday's coming up. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, look at this! Happy birthday, Joe! And so we usually combine that with your birthday, which happened a couple weeks ago, and then
a month ago.
we kind of throw mine in the mix because it's sort of in a few more weeks.
Golf's on
We usually say it's a good day to go golfing. But I honestly, it's been so long. I kind of don't want to even waste the money. I don't want to waste the
clubs.
I just know how sore I'm going to be, like
the ribs,
my rib, like my core and my trunk. Oh, it's like, oh fuck! Did I get a car accident? Like T-boned last night somehow on the way home? Didn't even realize.
It's a fucking Mack truck.
Oh man, I think Joe's probably too proud to play with us now. Like we're beneath him. I think as we should be.
He shot. I can't. This isn't text messages because he was texting about something. This is a few weeks ago, and I was texting him, and he's like, "Oh, look where I'm at," and he was like on the golf course.
Yeah.
And he's like, good day. I think he shot like a fucking 79 or 80 or some shit. I was
Damn.
I was like, is it the front nine, Joe?
I mean, we're so... Dana doesn't play that, like...
No.
So at least us three would be an equally shitty, but Dana somehow is...
He's better than us.
Which is fucking... just spoils my blood. But, what are you going to do?
I just like it because Joe gets so agitated when he watches us play.
Honestly,
we don't have to be horsing around. We just be actually trying to play, and he gets so agitated.
Honestly, that's the only reason I would do it is just because it just tickles me so much to see Joe get so frustrated with our gameplay.
Like, I think I'm going to go with a 7. And then he'd be like, well, I'm going to shoot a 5. Okay, 7 it is. Yeah. He says like the deep breath. And he like,
yeah. Oh, it's too good.
Or give him some sort of bullshit answer like, well, if I go with a 5, I can overshoot the green. He's like, you're not going to hit the fucking green.
Yeah, we're capable of even doing. I'm gonna hit it here with a little bit of a slice at the end and catch the fairway and
70% swinger.
Yeah, 70% swing. Like we have any fucking clue how to even do that. But, oh man, I think I got eyes on my clubs. So we can put some feelers out, burn some PTO. It's usually best when you make it a Wednesday, or it's got to be kind of in the middle of the week
because nobody's out there except for like
a
couple retired guys, just horsing around, or maybe like
the marshals won't bother us too much.
No, I think we're like we're moving out of that demographic where they got to keep their eye on us, So like, it's just
yeah, that's a good point.
Little do they know we're still jackasses.
Total jackasses. Someone sent me a clip of an obviously inebriated person not waiting until the golf cart was at a full and complete stop before like walking off to the tee, and he literally just fucking missiled himself right to the ground as quickly as possible. So, and then my buddy's like, this looks like a chipper move. I'm like, I, in fact, have done nearly that exact same thing.
I've seen that live.
Similar result as well.
I saw it live.
That did ring my bell when I don't know what exactly I was thinking. It wasn't even. It was early on. It was like second or third hole or something. Yeah, so we weren't like drunk or any whatever. But
I don't think we even cracked a beer yet.
I don't think so.
I mean, you and I haven't cracked a beer. Usually, Joe starts every round with.
Yeah, he's
nice Coors Light.
I think because someone sent me that reel on Instagram. Now Instagram thinks I'm into golf.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, I get that shit.
So now I'm just like getting a steady stream of golf, which some of it's pretty funny. Like they just show this guy like sprinting into somewhere, and they're like me after having a fucking gas station breakfast burrito and a coffee, waiting for the team store to open at 7 a.m. before my tea time. Like, just gonna like.
I think my favorite one was the guys that if you shank your drive, you get hit with the fucking taser. Remember I sent you that one?
I think I did see that one. Oh, it'd be brutal.
Oh.
I would just be like, give me the taste.
Just do it now.
Just
get it with. Like, I can't take the suspense. We'll just get it.
Exactly. There's no way we're navigating out of this. It's just it's nearly impossible. But well, it might happen. Sounds like we've incubated an idea. We'll have to see.
That'd be the only where Joe would be back playing with us.
Yeah.
He used to tase us for fucked up shots.
or the once in the whole round that we outshoot him on one single shot, and then that just sends him over the edge as well.
That's the last time we played. Remember, it was like 3 holes in a row where we found our groove, and he was like, he was going the other way, and he was like, hey, you now play by you fucking idiots. He like stormed off, and I was like.
And then I think I would just shout club suggestions to him. Whenever
it was in his head at that point.
Yeah, it was. I think Dana, Joe and Dana go off and do their more. They have a different approach than us, and then they just leave us to our own fucking tomfoolery.
Yeah, whatever they call it, like the idiot card or whatever.
Yeah, the idiot card, and we're just, hey, we're having fun. We're playing the Chip and Stern best ball. And then,
I'm dropping next to you. I can't
just drop it next. Like, hey, Sterny has a good ball. I'm going to take that one.
Yeah. Where's your ball, Stern? It's right here next to Chip's. Just shake. All you see is head shaking.
Like, what'd you hit? I'm like, par. I'll try to give a real count. I do try to give a real count. But anyway. Spring's here, so golf's in the air. Maybe that's why we're getting the juices.
Must be.
So, yeah. Well, you don't have you don't have the golf course anymore in your backyard.
The golf course didn't love us.
No, it was rather
hostile.
We should be getting preferential treatment right here. No,
I checked in the parking lot, and then from the whole way through.
Yeah, they really had their eye on us that day. I wonder what it was. They must have been fans of the show.
Must have been. They must have knew. That was the day where I hit the ball backwards.
That was one of the most. That was a great day of golf. I mean, from a fun.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Standpoint.
It was just.
Yeah. Was that the same weekend as Joe's? The prison pussy thing.
Yeah, that was Dana.
So the Dana's bachelor.
They went up to the casino and gambled till who fucking knows.
That was quite the weekend.
There.
Oh, they did?
I think it was you, me. I think Dana. I think it was the three of us.
It was cold too, right? At night when we got out, because it was like
March or something. Yeah, it was cold. They got like an Uber and they left, and we're like, okay. So we like. Yeah, it was Dana. Because remember the guy who picked us up, he was like a gamer, so they were talking like games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were talking about Twitch or something.
Yeah. He was a cool guy.
Yeah. Fucking Joe left us after he's playing with the fucking money I lent him the whole time.
I'm sure he was still rolling over the prison pussy.
I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We weren't in his good graces, as one might
No, he
say.
made us walk back to the hotel.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, no, it was Brad. It was Brad. Because
that makes sense. Brad's a
was,
more solid guy than Joe and Dana.
Yeah, because Brad's he's like, I'll stay with you guys. Remember, because they all left. Like, where'd they go? Like, they left. I was like, why? He's like, I'll stay with you guys. I was like, oh, thanks.
Like, oh, cool. Well, I'm exhausted. The thought of even staying up awake until 2 a.m. seems incomprehensible to me at the moment. I don't think I could do it.
I think once, like, even on the weekends, I was like, I'm gonna stay up. But if I hit 11 o'clock, I hit the skids in a hurry.
Yeah,
if I stop moving, if I just like sit down, just lay my feet back, boom, out.
Yeah. I think I'd definitely be having to be drinking coffee at like 6 to 8 p.m. I'd be having to re-up caffeine for sure.
Absolutely.
To keep me going, because I don't think it can happen. Yeah. But there is something odd about when you're at a casino, all the lights and noises, like it's just, you're just stimulation.
And we were yelling and shit the whole day.
Yeah. Blackjack. I did have some beef with the
Yasiel.
Oh, was that his name? He was dealing.
He was like the
the pit manager or whatever. Yeah.
Because every time he came around, we would lose. He told him, get the hell out of here.
Well, I'm trying to win here. We did okay for us that day. I think that was a good weekend. It's fun.
It was.
That was fun. But well, Cerny, I think we've done it again this week. More live content for the Cerny Sluts and the Chipmunks.
Yeah. No, don't expect too many Sly Park trips after you. That was once in a lifetime.
I don't think so. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you got to be sure to check our last episode, the one right before this. Here's Cerny's chaperoning adventure.
So it was funny. I was just told today, like, oh, there's a field trip.
Nope.
There's 2 more field trips coming up. And they're saying, I said, just mark me down. I said, no.
Hard.
Cannot attend.
No. Yes. They're like, it just has your people who are at Sly Park. They're like, don't ask for any more volunteer opportunities from the Sly Park.
They're never doing that.
Never again, please. Never again.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. But we'll be back next week with more live content. Live funny. Bringing the funny. Bringing the funny. All the time.
I get an eye roll every time I say it. Quiet down. Bringing the funny.
That's how you know it is funny.
That's
when the wives disapprove of it. Mm-hmm. I agree. But until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.